Reporting Overview and Report Descriptions. Welcome to the 1099 Prep Reporting Overview. In this video, we'll introduce you to the reports that can be generated as forms advance through the filing process. 1099 Prep allows users to generate reports based on forms associated with a company or a customer. If your company files forms on behalf of several clients, company reports can assist as you manage your entire portfolio, while customer reports are helpful when communicating with a client. If your company is responsible for its own filings, company and customer reporting are still critical components in the filing process. Regardless of the company structure, reports in 1099 Prep can be used to verify forms that have been prepared, confirm forms that have been submitted, and to save documentation for your records. Additionally, summary forms such as 1096 and W3 can be generated within the reporting module. These forms do not need to be submitted when e-filing with 1099 Prep, but can be created for archiving purposes. In this video, we will be reviewing multiple types of reports. Company reports. First, let's look at company reports. Once the login process is completed, the company dashboard will be shown to provide a high-level overview of customers and corresponding forms. This view allows decision makers to quickly analyze data related to filing status. For more detailed information, company reports provide the ability to view information about the forms and submissions. The Cart Status Report is an Excel-based report that shows submission history. This report can be run for a selection of forms or all types of forms. Details from all carts submitted will be displayed so users can confirm the next steps in the filing process. Some helpful scenarios include looking for failed or rejected forms that require an update and a resubmission. Accepted forms will have an acknowledgement date along with details related to the delivery of statements to recipients to answer any questions that may arise from payers or recipients after filing is completed. Other information such as dates submitted, submitting user, payer, recipient, and account number are also provided should follow-up be required on a submission. The Form Status Reports is also an Excel-based report that provides information on forms by status. This report can be run for a selection of forms or all types of forms. This report is helpful as the deadline approaches to verify that all forms have been submitted in a timely fashion. This report can also assist when balancing counts to external accounting systems. The report shows the total forms based on the customer by type and status. Customer Reports. To access customer reports, navigate to the customer dashboard by selecting a customer from the company dashboard. Once the customer dashboard is visible, there will be actions on the left-hand side of the screen based on user permissions. If there are no forms created at this point, there will not be a reporting action yet as these actions are configured to guide you through the filing process. See our importing video for instructions on the data entry process. Once there is form data for the selected customer, there will be a reporting action displayed in the action panel. When choosing reports, the Customer Reports module will open. The first option is the type of report. The choices are Draft Forms Report, Final Forms Report, Recipient Forms Report, and Totals Report. The Draft Forms Report allows you to generate a report of tax forms that have not been submitted in 1099 Prep. This report is used to create copies of tax forms for review before submission. Please note, you can create a 1096 or W3 form when you are creating a Draft Forms Report. The Final Forms Report allows you to generate a report of tax forms that have been submitted. This report is used to generate copies of submitted tax forms for your records or distribution to payers. Please note, you can create a 1096 or W3 form when you are creating a Final Forms Report. The Recipient Forms Report allows you to generate a report of submitted tax forms that are customized for recipients. The report will be created with recipient copies that have the TINs redacted. This report can be created as a single PDF or a collection of recipient-based PDFs in a zip file. This report can be distributed to recipients if you select None on the cart screen or they request additional copies. See the 1099 Prep submission video for more details on this process. The Totals Report is a non-form-based report, but it provides balancing information from forms regardless of status. The summary-only option creates the report with total form count as well as sums for all dollar-based boxes on the tax form. The Details with Summary option will provide form details as well as the summary information at the end of the report. The Totals Report can be used to verify all tax forms balance back to your accounting system. Once the type is selected, the next step is to select one or more payers that are associated to the selected customer. If you select multiple payers, one file will be generated for each payer. Once you have selected the type and payers, the Run button will display a prompt with additional options based on the selection. Although each report has slightly different options, the overall options display will have a similar look and feel for each report. For this example, we will focus on the draft forms report. All company and customer reports will have an option for name. This is not required but could be useful if you are running several reports and want to be able to identify each report when downloading the file. If no name is provided, there will be a name generated. The next option is the selection of the form type. All reports will have this option. This drop-down will have the option to select one or more forms. If multiple forms are selected for a customer report, 1099 Prep will create a report per form type. The cart option allows the creation of reports based on status or cart. When selecting draft, all forms that are not currently in a cart will be chosen. If you pick a cart, only forms in that cart will be used in the report process. Please note, when generating post-submission reports such as final form report or recipient form report, there will be a final status. This will create the most recent copies of all submitted forms regardless of cart. If a form has been amended, only the most recent version will be included. This allows the generation of a report documenting what has been submitted for filing and providing accurate information for the payers and recipients. There will also be an option that allows the selection of one or more copies of the form. Each copy serves a specific purpose and is intended for a particular party involved in the reporting and filing process. The information reported on each copy is the same, but they have different distribution designations. For example, there may be a federal copy, a state copy, and/or a recipient copy. Forms may have different copies associated with them. When in doubt, select All Copies to get the correct files based on the selected forms. Other options for the draft forms report include the ability to omit the draft watermark, the ability to redact the recipient's TIN, and the ability to generate a 1096-W3 summary form. These summary forms do not need to be submitted when e-filing with 1099 Prep, but can be generated for archiving purposes. Once all the options are selected, the Run button will kick off the report generation process. This will take you back to the Report History screen. Report History will show the date the report was generated, the type of report, and the name. There is also a status showing if the report has been completed. Reports may take a few minutes to be generated, depending on the size of the report. To view the report, click the download icon under File. The last column on Report History lists the options selected to generate the report. This is useful when several reports have been run and a specific report is required for download. For more information related to specific reports and their execution, please visit the 1099 Prep User Guide. The user guide will provide a detailed breakdown of each report and the options tied to that report type. It is important to understand each report's capabilities and what stage of the filing process it is designed to support. Used together, these reports can streamline the review and documentation of filings. With reporting, 1099 Prep simplifies the filing process, empowering you to prepare, manage, and submit forms with confidence. For more tips and resources, check out our support portal, training materials, and quick links available to keep your filing on track.